Hi everyone, welcome to School of Scarlet. Today I have a very interesting video for you. So today's video is about how you're being funded. And maybe you're wondering today, where is the money going to come for the different projects I want to do? Where is the money going to come for the businesses I want to start? Where is the money going to come for this thing I want? Whatever it happens to be, today's video is about how you're being funded and how everything is changing. So stay tuned today for the different ways that you're being funded, how this happens. And I want to be sharing with you a little bit about my journey. I want to be sharing with you a little bit about your journey and what to expect here to come. So in the past, we've always thought, okay, how are we going to get the money for this? How is this going to happen? What steps do I need to take? Where do I have to take a loan? Who do I have to talk to? What system do I have to get involved with? What extra jobs do I have to take in order to have this thing that I want? And I want to tell you today that that's not your job any longer. You don't have to worry about the how. It is not your job to worry about the how anymore. It's a job of just being in your authenticity, aligning to your truth, and having fun, being joyful, being in your creative process. So it's a process of trust and co-creation. You have entered creator mode, you have entered the co-creation mode, and so now you are going to align with that, flow with that. And when you're flowing with that, you don't have to wonder about the how. The how, all that stuff is taken care of. It shows up in different ways. So I'm going to be talking to you about that here today. I'm a very visual person, and so for me, I'm kind of seeing the metaphor of a seed. So let's say that we plant a seed, right? And we plant a seed in the soil. We make sure that, the soil is good, fertile soil. We look for a good place for it where, it's, sheltered, or maybe it can get sunlight there. It has a good spot. So it is our job to find that good fertile soil, plant the seed where it's going to get the sunlight and everything like that. And then our next job is to water that seed, to tend to that seed, to really watch over that seed and see how it goes, right? And see it to sprout. But you see, there is an extra piece to this that if we didn't have this piece to it, it wouldn't even sprout. And that's the sunshine, that's the sunlight. So the sunlight essentially is not something that you can provide. You could maybe find that perfect spot for the seed where it will get sunlight, but you are not providing the sunlight. You aren't the sun. You don't have the ability to do that aspect. So what I'm here to tell you today is that you have the ability to create, to imagine, to have joy, to bring forth, your ideas, to manifest, to imagine everything that you want coming into fruition. But what you don't have the ability to do is basically like the sunshine, like the sun does, to actually bring forth everything that is needed. There's actually a divine intelligence behind everything that is happening. And so while you're creating, while you're being imaginative, while you're doing all of these things, you think that when you're doing, all the planning of how is this going to happen, you think that when you're doing all the hustling, when you're doing all of the extra work, you think that that's you. But you see, at the end of the day, it's not you that's making this all happen. It's a co-creative process. You're doing half of the process here, and the other half is aligning energetically because it's all actually you. But you are, in one sense of the way, trusting the universe to take care of this, source to take care of this, spirit to take care of this, just like the sun does, to meet you there, to bring that sunshine, to bring that abundance that's going to catapult, to move you forward in whatever creation you're wanting to happen. So your job really is to stay in the creativity. And how do you stay in the creativity? You have to be joyful. You have to be excited about life. You have to be excited about your endeavors. You have to believe in yourself. You have to have, a heart that's open and full and wanting to do things, and you're wanting to take the next steps. So when you're in this creative process, when you're feeling creative, when you're, have those juices flowing, allow them to flow. Be in that. Don't let anything stop you or take you down. There's going to be people around you that are going to be naysayers. They're going to say, no, it can't happen. They're going to say, oh, that's a stupid idea. They're going to say, oh, you don't have the money. Oh, you don't have the smarts. Oh, you don't have this or that. Well, you have something even greater. You have the divine spirit working within you, working with you, co-creating with you. That's way bigger than anybody that has like a bank account that's full. You don't need a bank account that's full in order to make your dreams come true. All you need to have is your creative process, and you need to be aligned. You need to be with source, working together. So when you have a heart that's full and you're working in a way that, benefits the whole greater good, it's fun to you, you can see whatever it is that you're creating is going to be great for you and great for others. Spirit wants to get involved in that. Spirit wants to catapult that. Spirit wants to fund that. So you don't have to worry about where the money comes. All of it will come when it's time. So just align and trust in this process. And you're going to notice that it's almost like a crowdfunding event. Suddenly, everything that you wanted for this particular dream, this particular thing that you wanted to manifest, will begin to show up. The right people will volunteer themselves to kind of help you, to either they'll come to you because they want to add something. They have maybe a skill that you don't have, but they want to co-create with you and they want to help you with this. These people will automatically show up. Or maybe suddenly you're going to get money. You're going to get some actual funding from different sources. But you see, you think it's from a job. You think it's from a specific person. Maybe in the past, you've always been in this cycle of borrowing money from, let's say, a family member. Let's say you've always been in the cycle of borrowing money from, some person that you didn't even really align with. Or maybe you were in the process of, always looking for jobs and staying in jobs that didn't feel good to you. But you did it because you thought you needed to. You did it because you thought that that's the only way you could make money. Maybe you did things like hustling, like, doing jobs and things that didn't really align to you or your beliefs, but they made you money. So you did them anyway as a way to fund something that actually was bringing you joy. Well, that's no more. Throw it out the window. You don't need to do any of those things that, go against your heart. You're going to want to go with your heart completely. Trust that you don't need those loans. Trust that you don't need that unfulfilling job. Trust that you don't need to hustle in things that do not align to your heart. Trust what is happening within you. Trust the process. Trust spirit. Trust the divine nature that is infinite, that knows every way and every opportunity that can come to you. See, you think it's only going to come from these little sources, but infinite intelligence knows that it can come from many different sources. So like I say, suddenly the right people will show up and they'll volunteer, they'll help you, they'll come into your reality and give you and help you with sources and resources and things like that that may help your creation. Then suddenly money will show up from different sources. Suddenly you get a check in the mail and it was totally unexpected. Suddenly you get a donation to your account. Someone just donates out of nowhere. Suddenly, something happens where you get an inheritance of some kind. It was totally unexpected. But these things begin to happen to you and you don't understand how or why, but they're happening because they're to fund you into your next step. So trust that these funding sources will come to you. This crowdfunding source will come to you. Suddenly, someone will gift you a gift because they don't need it anymore, or because they see that maybe it'll benefit you in some way. You'll be receiving gifts that you're not even paying for, but they're high dollar ticket items that could be useful to your business. They're useful to you in your growth of whatever dream it is that you're manifesting. Suddenly these things will come together. And how do I know this? It's because I know this from my own experience. This happens to me every day, that suddenly something new will come into my reality that's totally gifted to me. And it is a way that I've never experienced, but it's a way of trusting. In the past, I did rely on only specific people to fund me, only specific jobs to fund me. It was a mindset of scarcity, of fear, thinking that I had to make it happen, that I had to find these ways, these things, and almost kind of go against my heart, go against my intuition in a lot of ways, because I thought that that was the only way, the only realistic way to make something happen. But that's not true. That's not true at all. When you surrender to your intuition, to the spirit within you, and you trust, miraculous, magical things begin to happen in your reality that fund you, that suddenly you have all of the money, all of the resources, all of the things that you need to make something happen. So I want you to be creative, to don't allow these jobs that you don't align with, or these people that are bringing you down, but you have to be near them because they somehow have a way to loan you some money. Stay away from these things, because these things will dwindle your creativity. They'll hurt your heart. They'll begin to basically siphon out that creative juice that's already flowing within you. You don't need anything else but yourself. You need to trust in yourself. You have to be authentic to yourself, align to those things that actually make you happy. Spend time in those. No matter if people say, oh, you know, you're wasting your time, it's not going to happen. These are their opinions because they're in scarcity mindset at the time. You have now broken free from that matrix mold and you are no longer in there. So go ahead, move forward in trust and be faithful that whatever's going to happen for you next will show up at the perfect timing, that perfect person that's going to help, that perfect gift that you need to, you know, for your business, the money that you need for whatever it is that comes next. You have that. So what will happen is the next step will show up. When that next step shows up, take it. The universe is wanting to see, are you really, really all in? Are you going to take that next step? Suddenly, you know, something arises and you get a great opportunity, but you're maybe conflicted between that great opportunity because it falls on a certain date, or going to, you know, visit that person that loans you money but you don't align with. They're not very nice to you. What are you going to do? Are you going to go with the person that loans you money because you think that there's some way that they're going to benefit you? Or are you going to go with your opportunity, the next step that just arose for you, the next step that's perfect for you? Make sure that you take the step that's aligning to your heart. I'm talking about your intuition here. And if you are interested in knowing how to trust your intuition to live from this space from now on, I am starting a course that's called the Intuition Training at the end of January. This is a very potent course, especially because of the time of the year and all of the energy that I put into this course as well. We can align together and we can get you working with your intuition, trusting it in every step of the way. So if you're interested in that, I encourage you to check out my comment section and my description for the link to that training. I would love to have you all there. So coming back to what we're talking about with our intuition, we really have to trust. And when we take that next step of action, when that action appears and we take that step, the next thing we want to do is have gratitude. We want to have gratitude for that next step that even came. We want to be so happy that the opportunity came. We want to shout to the skies, celebrate, be happy that we had the opportunity. You know, oftentimes we want to diminish ourselves. We don't want to talk about our accomplishments. We don't want to talk about those blessings that we have, especially around those people that are naysayers. Well, now it's time to celebrate. So every time you have an accomplishment, an opportunity that comes into your life, you know, or one of these situations where you're gifted something that is perfect for you, or, you know, the right money comes into your life right when you need it, or the right person comes into your life right when you need it, celebrate it, tell everybody about it, rise everybody's spirit, not just your own. Go out there and share the good news. So when you do that, that gratitude is also energetic and it begins to catapult more and more of these next step actions so that more and more of this funding opens up to you. And before you know it, you're going to have absolutely everything that you need. And everything that you need is perfect, and everything that you need is aligned to your heart and isn't conflicting or, you know, in any kind of disagreement with the truth of who you are. You want to be totally free to be who you are without having to, you know, go to any system or go to any person or go to anything that is totally out of alignment with you. You want to make sure you walk in an alignment. And this can be hard for us because we've been so conditioned to people please, to follow a certain set of plans that people have set out for us. You know, you go to college, you go to get this job, you work there for 40 years, you get a retirement, you do it this way, you do it that way. Well, I'm telling you, if your heart's telling you different, it's because you've entered creator mode. You have something greater to share with the world. You have something big to open up here, and listen to your heart. Allow it to manifest. Allow it to come into this earth. So I hope that this message found you well. I hope that it was motivating to you. I hope that you will take the next step. I hope that you will trust that everything that you need will come to you. You are being funded, and this is your confirmation. So if this message found you well, if it resonated, give me a thumbs up. It really helps my channel to get out there. Give me a heart, comment down below, something like that. Go ahead and share this video with other people. If you're new here and this is your first time being here on this channel, I really encourage you to subscribe, to come back. I am putting out daily messages for you. So hit that subscribe, button, hit that notification bell so you're notified of every time I upload these videos. And again, if you're interested in my new intuition training, I really encourage you today to sign up for for that intuition training. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next video. I love you all.